Haunted by the darkness. A small town nestled in the heart of a dense forest, there lived a family of four, a mother, a father, and their two children, a boy and a girl. They were a happy family, content with their simple life in the countryside. But as the days passed, strange things began to happen. In the dead of night, the family would hear eerie noises outside their home. The sound of footsteps creeping closer and closer, whispers that seemed to come from nowhere, and strange shapes lurking in the shadows. At first, the family tried to brush it off as their imagination, but as the incidents became more frequent and more terrifying, they knew something was terribly wrong. One night, as the family sat around the dinner table, they heard a knock on their front door. The father cautiously opened the door to find a mysterious stranger standing on their doorstep. The stranger was tall and thin, dressed in all black, and his face was covered by a hood. Without a word, the stranger handed the father a small, leather-bound book and quickly disappeared into the night. The family was confused and frightened by the encounter, but they couldn't help feeling drawn to the book. As they opened the book, they were horrified to discover that it was a collection of dark, twisted stories. Each tale was more gruesome than the last, with vivid descriptions of torture, murder, and unimaginable horrors. As the family delved deeper into the book, they began to realize that the stories were not just fiction. They were true accounts of a dark and evil force that had haunted the town for generations. The more they read, the more they understood that they were not safe. The evil that lurked in the shadows was real, and it was coming for them. One night, as the family huddled together in fear, they heard a scratching sound coming from the attic. The father cautiously climbed the stairs to investigate, but as he reached the top, he was suddenly attacked by an unseen force. The family could hear his screams echoing through the house as he was dragged away by the darkness. The mother and children were left alone, terrified and helpless. As they sat in the darkness, waiting for the unknown horror to strike again, they realized that they were next. They knew that they had to find a way to stop the evil before it was too late. With no other options, the mother and children turned to the only person they could think of who might be able to help them. An old woman who lived deep in the forest, rumored to have mystical powers. Despite their fear, the family journeyed through the dense forest, guided only by the light of the full moon. As they approached the old woman's cottage, they were greeted by the eerie sound of her cackling laughter. The old woman listened to their story and nodded knowingly. She told them that the evil force that had been haunting their town was a powerful demon, summoned by an ancient curse. The only way to defeat the demon was to perform a dark ritual, one that would require a sacrifice.
With no other options, the mother made the ultimate sacrifice. She gave her life to stop the demon and save her children. The family returned to their home, relieved but forever changed by the horrors they had experienced. They knew that they could never forget the evil that lurked in the shadows, waiting for its next victim. And so, the family lived out the rest of their days in that small town, always wary of the darkness that surrounded them, haunted by the memories of the horror they had endured.